Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Nita. Hey, don't mind the tape. It just needs to be there. But I mean, don't mind everything. I got so much going on right now. But y'all, something crazy just happened to me. And I want to let y'all know. So I don't know what I'm gonna title this, but it'll obviously be something to do with the story. But y'all, so if y'all know, I've had a crazy past with guys. Like, I have 2 kids, and I had no business having kids with the guy, like their father. I had no business being with him at all. Like, that shit never happened. Like, red flags have been flagging, but I was ignoring them because I wanted to be with him and stuff. So it's like, and I was stuck with him for like almost 10 years, literally. So after that experience, I start to catch red flags kind of early. So there's this dude that has been liking me since we were kids. Literally, like, he's been having like a crush on me since we were little. And I know people always say, like, don't go for those because them the ones that do you the worst. And, I was just kind of trying to, like, give him the benefit of the doubt. So I'm scratching, y'all. I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes out here. They're tearing me up. But I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because we've always been really good friends. Like, he was like my boy best friend that had a crush on me. But I never, like, we never did anything. It was like, we always knew he had this crush, but, like, it was never, like, acted on, it was never, like, pursued. So now we get older, because this was in high school. We get older, this like 10 years later. We have fell out of touch for a while. I didn't know what he was doing. Like, after high school, I didn't really know. Like, we kind of, like, separated. We was all going through our own crazy situations. So I didn't know what happened with him in between that time or whatever. We wasn't talking. So every now and then we would talk, though. Like, when I would get, like, really drunk, I would, like, call him on Snapchat, and he would answer, and we'd just be talking. I'd be yapping, just lit. But he would talk to me back and stuff. But other than that, and that would be, like, every blue moon. Like, I probably did that, like, 3 times. Maybe 2. And we wouldn't talk after that. Like, we wouldn't talk at all. He would just, like, swipe on my story every now and then, say little things. And it wasn't much of nothing. So I don't know how it started. I think one random day I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to give him a chance, because a lot of dudes that I talk to, they be so, like, nonchalant and, like, I don't know, like, just nonchalant as heck. And I don't like that, because I'm the furthest from nonchalant. Like, I'm going to express myself. I'm going to, like, it's going to take somebody that really wants to be with me, pretty much. So, and I thought this dude was it. So I was like, okay, so I guess we could try a little something or whatever. So I kind of started talking to him in a way to where I was, like, hinting that we could be, like, something, that we can actually take it to a place that he's been wanting it to go to. So we start talking or whatever. And mind you, I've been knowing him for, like, what? Maybe, like, at least 15 years. So this is not, like, a new guy. Like, I've been knowing him. I know a lot about him. He knows a lot about me. But mind you, like I said, we had that gap. We had that, like, 5-year gap of, like, we didn't know what none of each other was doing or going through. And that, y'all need to pay attention to that. That's why I'm saying it again, because that 5-year gap, I didn't know what he was up to. So lately, we've been catching up, talking about, all the things we went through when we weren't talking. And to come to find out, he went to jail and stuff like that. And I was like, dang, I didn't know he was in and out of jail and stuff. Because the town we live in, it's like, it's so small that the police don't got nothing better to do but to arrest people and pull people over for little reasons, and, like, try to get they pay cut for the day. So, like, they will pull you over for every little thing. Like, if they think you swerve and just a little bit, they'll pull you over. Like, I remember one time my kid's dad got pulled over for swerving, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, so he told me he was in that jail, whatever, and I was telling him about my past, how I was, like, pregnant, going through a lot, homeless, and, like, just trying to find myself. And I realized that I was depressed and was going through anxiety and just all kind of stuff. And he said that he was going through it too. He had to get on meds for a little bit, and we were just talking about, like, our mental health and things like that. And, like, I've never had a guy that understood mental health, like, that understood things I was dealing with and I was going through in my mind frame. he was the first one that I could really like talk to about it. So I was like, ooh, like that was like that, because I never liked him romantically. It was always a friend thing. But when we started talking like on a level of that level, I started to really start to feel for him, because I'm like, dang, he can relate to me. Like, we can relate to each other. And he felt the same way, that we could like relate to each other. So we continued talking, and we just continued to just, you know, pretty much get to know each other with those like 5 years that went by or whatever. So one day, y'all, don't judge me. I want to get me some. I want some. And I'm not the type of person that likes to go hit up just anybody and be like, let's do it. Because, like, STDs are a real thing. Like, I don't know. I've just never been that type of person. Like, it takes a lot for me to pretty much get a new body. Like, I hate saying that, but pretty much get a new body. Like, it has to be, like, I have to really not like the person that I've been doing it with. I have to really be done with them to get me a new person, like, for real. So, you know, at this point, I'm done with my kid's dad. That's why I'm talking to him. And so, we just catching up or whatever. Oh, and I was saying that I wanted to do the dude pretty much. So, I was bored. You know, I got a car. So, it was like, what, 4 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning, I drove to him. Which is crazy, because number one, I know life happens, things happen. But if you're talking to a dude that has like less than you, that's already a red flag. And I'm not even saying that to be on like nothing cocky or nothing. Like, from my experience, like, say like I got a car and he don't got a car, that's already a red flag, because it's like, how I'm a female and I got a car, and you a male and you don't. Like, you haven't applied yourself to get you a vehicle. Like, at least, like, even a rink-a-dink, like, a car that you got to beat on to start, like, something. You don't got nothing? You don't got nothing? But no, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because, mind you, this has been my best friend for years. For years. So, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. So, I go up there. Mind you, we have never done anything before. We've never kissed. We barely hug. Like, we never done nothing. So I'm finna experience him in a different way that I've never experienced. So I'm like curious, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I like to do the do. I really do. I do. I like to do the do. I do. But I don't just do the do with anybody. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this or whatever. Mind you, I got somebody on. Not like I was talking to him on the side, but I was talking to somebody a little period of time before I started talking to him. And the thing was hanging pretty much. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give him a chance or whatever to see. Because I'm trying not to say too much on here. But I like him a good size, and I like it to be great. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to give him opportunity. I kind of always knew that his stuff was not big from other, like, from just hearing and just like, you know, I just knew his stuff was not that big. So, you know, at first we started off like sipping, because I had brought some little drinks or whatever. Mind you, I brought the drinks. Me. I drove here. I got the drinks. I already had the drinks, but I was like, you know, we can just drink on it or whatever. I had the drinks. I drove here. And so he comes out. Y'all, he lives with his mom. He lives with his mom. I don't know if he had a place at one point and then he lost it and he lived with his mom. But he lives with his mom. And I'm not like downplaying that, because I know a lot of younger people live with their parents. Shoot, I'm living on and off of mine. So, still trying to figure myself out. So, I'm not, you know, like pooping on him for that. I didn't want to say the other word. But it's like, you have no car. You don't have a job. And you live with your mom. Yeah. So, anyway, he had to sneak me in the house because his mom, I guess, you know, was sleeping. You know, he couldn't tell her because she was asleep. So, we had drunk, and we came inside, drank a little bit. And so, he was, like, lit. And I wasn't. He's, like, really skinny, so I guess it, like, hit him faster. So, I wasn't that lit. But I was ready to do the do, because, like, I ain't been getting in as much as I would like. And so, I just wanted to see what, like, he was hitting for. Because, like, he done told me he didn't have people crazy about him. I done seen a girl be crazy about him. So I'm like, I'm just trying to see what it's hitting for or whatever, you know. So, you know, we get it started or whatever. We do whatever. I'm not going to get too explain it too much in that part. But it wasn't the best. Like, the first half of it was just kind of like, until, like, you know, the last half of it was good or whatever. And I'm trying not to say too, like, I'm not trying to get too graphic, but just know he didn't, like, get off of me when he reached that level. You know, he left an in. So that's that. Because we talked about having a baby or whatever. And so he tried to make the baby that day. Like, yeah. And so that was done. And he was telling me how good it was, whatever, how it's all magical and all this stuff, whatnot. And how I look good, how I'm so pretty, beautiful, all this. I'm just like, yeah, because I still don't see what he would like. I don't see what he's been crushing on this whole time. So, you know, that's that. And we were like talking, and I was kind of like twerking on him, and then his mom like walked through the hallway, and we was like, oh snap. And then I had to leave at that point because like she got irritated that I was there because he didn't like let her know or whatever. And I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, she treating you like a little kid. But I understand though too, because I shouldn't have been like sneaking in her house, but you're grown as hell. Like, we shouldn't even have to be doing this right now, pretty much what I'm saying. Like, we shouldn't have to be doing this. And like, yeah. So I ended up having to leave or whatever. I go home and we've been talking, you know, I've been calling him and stuff. And so my grandma has been in a nursing home for a while, and she's kind of been declining, and she started to rapidly decline yesterday. And unfortunately at 12 a.m. this morning she ended up passing away. But I told him, and mind you, this is my grandma, like my road dog. Like, she helped raise me pretty much. She had me in church. She's the reason why I believe in Jesus. She's the reason why I know Jesus. Like, this is my dog. And so I told him, when my dad called me and told me, I told him, I was like, my grandma's dying. And was trying to call him all day. And he called me back around 4 in a like sleepy voice. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, I don't even know if he was actually asleep, but he called me his little sleepy voice, talking about like, yeah, what's going on, whatever. And I was like, my grandma is dying. Like, I want to go see her. Like, I want you to come with me, because it's a far drive. It was like a 6-hour drive. And I was like, I want you to come with me. Like, because mind you, we've been talking about all this sentimental stuff, depression, all this. So I'm thinking like, you know, if I'm going through something, he gonna want to, you know, be there for me or whatever. So I told him, and he was talking about how he had stuff to do or whatever, like something about a job and stuff. And I was like, okay, I thought it was a long shot anyway, because it's far and we would have to stay there for like a day or two at least. I know at least a night, because I'm not driving right back the same night. So I was like, okay, I guess I can understand that. So I'm talking to him or whatever, and I was telling him like, I'm finna go or whatever, and if he'll talk to me on the phone. And so at this point it's like 8 o'clock, like 8:30, and he's like something about like cleaning his room first, and then he'll call me and talk about that he was finna eat and take a shower. And I said, okay, because I don't want to be on the phone the whole 7 hours. Like, no, I want to listen to my music and sometimes too, but like when I get like overwhelmed, like, you know, I want to call you or whatever. He doesn't text back. I don't hear from him for the rest of the night. Mind you, it's 8:30. You say you were cleaning your room and taking a shower and eating. But it's given like you either ghosted me or you went to sleep. But mind you, I got his location. So for a while, I didn't check it because I thought he went to sleep. And I went to sleep too. So I woke up, still no message, still no nothing. And actually, oh yeah, I tried to call him before I went to sleep. No. I called him after I woke up. Sorry, y'all. I called him after I woke up and he didn't answer. So I was like, what? And I woke up at like, I don't remember what time I woke up. What time did I wake up? I think it was like 2 or something. 1 or 2, something like that. And I woke up and I called him. He didn't answer. I tried to FaceTime him. He didn't answer. I tried to call him again. He didn't answer. I tried to FaceTime him again. He didn't answer. And I'm just like, what the world? So I look and see where his location or whatever. And he's not at his house. He's not even at home. And I'm like, that's weird. So I zoom in on the location. Tell me why it's a bar. A bar. So I'm like, whoa. I tried to call him again. When I tell you, I tried to call him over 50 times total. He didn't answer not one call. But it was ringing. It was ringing. And so I just kept looking and seeing where he was. And, you know, bars and stuff close at 2 a.m. So I kept looking. He was there till they closed. When they closed, I watched him leave the bar. And he went, like, behind the bar in this little area where it's, like, I think it's, like, a bando building. Like, it's no business there or whatever. And he was there for a while. And so I was like, I had been wanting to come in town. Because he lives in the town we went to high school in, and I don't. So I was like, I've been wanting to come to town to, like, be here. So I'm like, let me just leave now. At this point, it's, like, almost 3. So I get on the road, and while I'm driving, I'm still watching his location. It takes me, like, almost an hour and a half to get here. So the whole time I'm driving, almost an hour and a half, I'm looking to see where he's at. So he leaves, and he goes to this gas station that I know where it's at. And he's there the whole time, and I'm calling. He's not picking up. So I'm getting more and more mad as time goes on, because I'm like, I see you moving around and stuff, but you're not answering me. So either you're with a bitch or you're with a bitch. So like, because if you were with guys, you could have just answered the phone and been like, I'm with the guy. But it's giving you're with a bitch, bro. Like, you're with a bitch. So I'm not a stupid girl. Like, I'm not stupid. I done been stupid before. I done been so stupid to the point where I got smart. Cause so I noticed the flags. So the red flags was so bright red. I was like, man, I'm driving. I'm getting close to the point where I'm like 20, 30 minutes away. He's still at the gas station. Okay, so I'll pull up. When I make it here, I'll pull up to the gas station, right? I feel like a straight stalker the whole time. I pulled up to like the last pump. And you know, on iPhones, the Find My, if you sit on it too long, like looking at somebody's location, it'll show you exactly where they're at. Like if they're in a car in a parking spot, it'll be on that parking spot. So I'm looking, and it's showing that he's in this car right here, like, and I'm at the gas pump back here, kind of hiding. He's in the car right here, and I'm like, this looks like a female car. I'm like, bro, I kept looking at it and comparing. I'm like, he's in that car. So I drive off and go down the street because I don't want to seem like a weirdo. I wanted to go knock on the window and be like, what's going on? So I'm still looking at his location while I'm up the street, and I noticed he went in the store. So I said, oh, I start my car up. I whip it over there real quick, and I pull up to the gas station again, the gas pump. So it still says he's in the store, but I don't see nothing. So I pull over to another gas pump to where I can see in the store through the doors. Man, I see a head that looked familiar. I'm like, I know that's not him. And I see his phone in his hand and everything. I'm like, what? And so he starts walking to the counter. He's talking to the lady on the counter, whatever, giggling and whatever. And so I see him walking like towards the door. And then I see somebody else behind him, a female. I was like, ooh. So I tried to call him again while I was right there. Of course, he didn't answer, but he had his phone in his hand. He was looking at it. So when they walked out, I was kind of parked at the gas pump, kind of in front of the doors. So when they walked out, I was going to get out. But instead, my intrusive thoughts told me, girl, punch that horn. So I held that thing for a long time. Beep. And he looked up. And he just looked. He looked at his phone. And then he looked up. And he shook his head. And they walked to the car or whatever. Sorry, somebody's starting their car up. They walked to her car. So I pull up right behind him, and I get out, and I'm like, hey, I said hey to the girl. I'm like, hey, like, and I go to the other side, because this nigga with no car having ass on the passenger side. So I walk to the passenger side, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he gets out and starts pushing me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing? Why are you pushing me? What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Like, what is this? And he's just like, oh, no, I'm just not finna do this. It's like niggas, when they get caught up, they never want to talk. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So he's still pushing me out the way, whatever. He gets in the car, shuts the door. I go to the girl's side. I go, doo-doo-doo-doo. She rolled the window down, and I'm saying something. I'm sorry, like, what the fuck y'all got going on, whatever. And then he gonna tell her to roll up the window, so she rolls up the window. Bitch, I opened the door. The fuck? I opened that motherfucking door. And he's got mad at me. He's like, I'm not trying to do this, whatever. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I just want to know what the fuck y'all doing. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, is that your bitch? Is y'all fucking? Because last time I checked, you had your tongue down my toes in your mouth and everything. Like, last time I checked, I was the bitch. So is this the bitch? Is this the real bitch? And mind you, she was white. Like, I'm not trying to be like, like that. But like, look at me. I'm black as black can be. Like, she was white. And I always told him he had a thing for white people. And he tried telling me no, whatever, blah, blah. Yes, you do. So he told her to drive off. The bitch drives off. Mind you, I still got his location. And I know my town and I know where he lives. So I seen the direction he was going. And I'm like, oh, they're going to his house. So I bet I'm finna meet y'all there. And yes, the fuck I did. I got there and the car was already there. I pulled up right in front of them and got out. And was like, what the fuck is this? All I wanted him to say was, oh, like, my bad, or like, this is my girl, whatever. But I could tell by not getting answers that this was a bitch he was fucking with. So I was just like, wow. Like, I was like, wow. Wow. And I tried to walk up to the car to talk to the girl because he got out the car and was like yelling, like walking in the house, going, get the fuck out of her. Da, da, da. Did it just going off like he just caught me in a situation. Like, he getting mad at himself at this point because I'm like, what you so mad for? Like, he's like, I ain't mad. I'm like, why are you yelling?